Well, we need to talk about something for a minute. Now, this is a bit of tea that happened earlier this week, you see, but I got so damn busy that I forgot to pour you the tea. And considering the fact that this particular tea affects me personally, my family that is, I should have poured it right away. But I'm going to pour it on this Sunday. I'm talking about RFK Jr., that is. Yes, that reanimated corpse. You know, the guy who likes to board the H train. The one that let a parasitic worm eat his brain. The one that also flew on the island man's plane. Yes, him, boo. He come out to say that he's cutting funding by $500 million for the development and further studying of mRNA vaccines. Now, anybody out there with an autoimmune disease will already know this is life-threatening to you, because people with autoimmune diseases can't take live vaccines. So the development of mRNAs was a game changer. It was a game changer for people who have autoimmune diseases. My daughter, she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, ankylosing spondylosis, and psoriatic arthritis at the age of 8. The way you treat autoimmune diseases, for those, let me back up a little bit. Autoimmune diseases are when your immune system attacks healthy cells in your body. It's confused on what its job is, and it attacks healthy cells thinking that they are foreign invaders. Now, we thought my daughter was having growing pains. That's what her doctor told me while she was aching and hurting all the time. It's growing pains. It's growing pains. We got her a new doctor. We moved, and I got a new doctor. And her new pediatrician, after her first time seeing my doctor, said, we need to test her for autoimmune diseases. These are not growing pains. Something's wrong. She asked me about my daughter's medical history. Had she ever been really, really sick in her life? And as a matter of fact, she almost died at the age of 2. She contracted a respiratory infection, a form of COVID-2, specifically. Yes, baby. See, we knew about COVIDs before 19, honey. That was just a strand of COVID. COVIDs are like SARS infections. And my daughter got COVID-2 when she was at the age of 2. And she almost died. She was on a respirator for 2 weeks. She's in the hospital for 2 months. Very, very sick. Almost died. It wasn't long after that she started developing these pains in her body. So I understand from the age of 3 to 8 why her pediatrician might have thought these were growing pains, but for it to go on for so long, just constantly being at the doctor saying something's not right. My daughter cries all the time. She tells me she's hurting. She's telling me she's hurting. Instantly, her new pediatrician knew. Because sometimes when you get certain type of infections, it changes the way your immune system works, and your immune system starts to attack you. And we think that COVID-2 that she got, that SARS infection, it was a bunch of infections all at once. We think that rewired the way that her immune system was to work. And her immune system started attacking her body. Literally. At the age of 8, she had already lost tissue in her joints from her own immune system attacking her healthy joint tissue. She couldn't take regular vaccines because she had to take immunosuppressant medication. That's how they treat autoimmune diseases. They give you medications that lower your immune response because your immune system is confused and it's attacking the healthy parts of you. So we turn it down. We turn it down so that your body can heal. Now, if you turn your immune system down, it will make you susceptible to viruses, everything, even the common cold, all of it, obviously, because we've turned your immune system down some. But not as much as you would think. You know, you would just assume if we turn the immune system down that the wind blows the wrong way and they catch a cold on that day. It actually doesn't work like that, because you got to remember, the immune system is already jacked way up too high, attacking everything. So to turn it down doesn't really put them in any more danger, except for really bad viruses, strains of the flu, all sorts of things. And you'll know that regular vaccines for the flu that are not mRNA vaccines use the flu. Like the nose sprays, you are actually shooting the flu into your nose so that your immune system can ramp up to fight it in small doses. That way, if you get it out in the wild, your immune system already knows it, is familiar with it, recognizes it as an invader, and attacks it. If you were to give somebody who's on immunosuppressants a live flu vaccine, they would be in the hospital fighting for their life. So the inventions of mRNA vaccines were game changers for people with autoimmune diseases who had to go on immunosuppressant medications. They were still able to get vaccinations that would help them fight infections, but at the same time not trigger an autoimmune response, hype up their immune system to attack their healthy body. Doing away with those vaccines puts every single person who is on immunosuppressant medication or who has an autoimmune disease whose immune system does not work correctly in danger. This is supposed to be America. We're supposed to be free to choose. Free to choose. You are free to go to the doctor and say, I'm not taking that vaccine today. What you should not be free to do is tell me that I don't have the choice. And that's what this regime has done, dear. Y'all have decided in your search for freedom to take away other people's freedom. That somehow making other people less free makes you more free. That's not how that works. When you decide to take away other people's freedom, you are giving away a piece of your freedom. When you tell me I can't choose, you're telling yourself you don't get to choose either. Did that never occur to any of you MAGA fools? You don't have to take a vaccine. That's your choice. But if you choose to not take vaccines, you cannot be out in the public around other people because you don't have the right to take away their choice. So you can't take your sick ass out into public and put my life at risk because of your choice. That's why you're not allowed to go to work sick, baby. That's why your kids aren't allowed to go to school if they have a fever. Maybe you choose to let your child just have the fever and let their immune system get over it naturally. But you don't get to choose to send your sick child to school to get my child sick. Your choices cannot negatively impact my choices. Otherwise, neither one of us have freedom. You're free to say whatever you want to say, just like I'm free to say whatever I want to say. But if the things you say impede upon my safety and my freedom, you're not free to do those things because that's not how freedom works. It must be equal. What makes you free must also make me free. Plain and simple. You don't want to give your kids medications. You don't want to take vaccines. That's fine. You can't send them to public school. Your choices cannot have a negative impact on my freedoms, just like my choices cannot have a negative impact on your freedoms. And this choice to no longer progress in science is choosing to take away the freedoms of people to live and breathe. The fallout from this is going to be devastating. And it's going to affect small children and seniors alike and everybody in between. everybody in between.